Wait, before we even start. Are you an ass guy or a boob guy?
You what?
Ass guy or boob guy?
Fuck.
I'm just curious.
I was not even sure what I first said.
I'm serious. I'm just curious.
Man, I think boob share.
Yeah, boob guy. Okay.
I actually don't mind any share. I don't mind any really.
Well, you have like a preference.
Not really. I've dated both.
So which one would you like? Say, if she has this one, your head is to spark.
Maybe Yash.
So is Nyasha an ass guy?
Maybe.
All right. In 3, 2.
That's a weird way to start.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're just joining for the first time, please click the subscribe button. It is down there. It's the red thingy there. I'm Dre.
And I'm Dappy.
And welcome back to our channel. It's been a very long time we uploaded.
I know you missed us.
Some of you even know we left, but it's fine, God will judge you anyway. So that there's been a lot of things going on. Election came, people cried, people are still crying. We don't want to dive into that. This is a very fresh segment for us. We want to start with like a very new note, entertainment-wise. Not everything doesn't have to be politics. Everybody's fighting, killing themselves over politicians that don't care about them. So we just want to start off this segment with a better approach. So we watched Gangs of Lagos recently. I want to give our thoughts on it.
Sorry. Yeah, you give your thoughts.
I don't know where to start from. I think.
Let me start, right? So, to be honest, part of the reason why I went to see it, or why I saw it rather, was because of the hype around it. People were like, "Oh, it's the greatest movie, blah blah blah. Toby, these people killed it." And to be sincere, right, the actors they were okay, in my own opinion. But it started out slow. Jesus is Lord. It started out slow. It took its time to get to the interesting scenes. I remember thinking, what are we watching? What's the story here? And then towards the second part of the movie where, the action scenes, the fight scene, and, the fighting.
The fighting.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the fighting.
And the fighting. It was just okay. I like the cinematography. It was well shot. The sound was okay.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that stood out was the fact that it didn't feel like a Nigerian movie.
Yeah.
Like a typical Nigerian movie, not like it didn't feel like a Nigerian movie. It felt like, yes, now we know a typical Nigerian movie where one place is shot in the same angle for like 30 minutes, things like that. So it felt like somebody with a different experience, someone who was trained abroad, I'm sorry to say, was trained abroad, came and brought, the American experience. And to me, I think I'm not really all in favor for that. I'm not saying you cannot have the skill to shoot movies, but if you want to, tell a story, at least tell the story in context with, in relation to the culture of whatever you're going to tell. Because there's some scenes I'm like, for Nigeria, where did they do this one? Something like that. There are some scenes that I felt like that. I don't know if this is like a spoiler-free review. This has to be spoiled review or something, because
so if you don't want to be spoiled, so you can leave.
Please leave now, because I'm about to talk about a lot of things. A lot of things happen in this film that was just like,
So I guess we should start with the plot, right? So based on what I saw, I think the story is about it's mostly about Toby, right? Or not Toby, I've forgotten what his name was in the movie now. Funny enough.
Ajasco.
What?
Ajasco.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Bosco. Or something like
Obasco,
that.
Something I can't remember.
Obasco, I think it is Obasco. And, about him joining, working for someone called Kazim, or he was initially staying with. This is a very bad review. I can't even remember the character.
No, I remember the plot, because at the end of the movie there was like a twist that his father. So basically the plot is that there's like a gang and rivalry that has to do with politics, that has to do with different thug life, things like that, the streets, what really happens, behind the scenes, things like that. So it all revolves around basically gang members. So I'm sorry to say that's exactly what the plot is about. It's around gang members and the cabals and the jagabands, all the whatever.
They saw those throw to Ashiwaju there.
So exactly. So it's not. I think that's one of the reasons why I felt like this movie was not for me personally. Because if you if you like, it's on Amazon Prime, by the way, and it's going to be like viewed
Shout
by
out Amazon.
shout out to Amazon. It's going to be viewed by foreigners and people who are not Nigerians. So my biggest fear, and I think someone who actually made a comment about that, is that this will be portrayed as something that is not fictional, because many people don't know anything about Lagos. So when they see something like this, like so is this how Lagos is, and this is how Yoruba people are?
Is this how people fight?
Is this how people fight in Lagos? Is this the culture, the origin of how Lagos is, or the lifestyle of Lagos? No, this is not how Lagos is. In fact, it's highly exaggerated to the very large degree. Now, if some people are claiming on Twitter, it's fiction, you guys are thinking too much. I watch Indian movies, right? And there are some scenes where they show like the poor areas and they show the thugs. Right? I just assume that in the poor areas of those Indian places, they are probably that bad. So I'll stay clear. You get? Mm-hmm. But in reality, it might not be that way. It might not be that way. For example, if you've seen Extraction, how that they organized that they kidnapped that Indian, but they killed just his friends. I'm like, that means you have to be careful in India. There are actually thugs like that. But I'm not saying that's like for everybody to imagine, but for someone who has not been there, you just automatically have it in your head that people don't know you and you have to be very careful.
I even think another issue people had was with, at least I saw that on Twitter as well, was with the Eyo, and people with them associating Eyo with assassination.
Yeah, with assassination, exactly. That's not basically what Eyo is. Now, back to what I said about foreign people saying it. When they come and visit Lagos now and they see your people dancing, they're like, "This is not one of those guys that carry a gun and shot somebody." They'll not be like, stay clear of these people. But that's not the culture now. That's not what the AO is for, basically. What about the actors? What would you say about the actors?
I mean, this is the first time I've seen Chike, the musician, in anything. I think it was okay. I think Toby was actually very good, in my own opinion. I just saw I was also alright. Anytime I think of the cast, one thing jumps to my mind, which is always funny, where they shot the wheelchair guy.
Oh, yeah. Don't fucking kill me. The first one was like, yeah, grab me. Oh my god. Like, see, I commend the stunts, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stunts were actually
okay,
very, very cool. That's why I said it did not feel like a Nigerian movie. There are pros and there are cons. I'm not saying, okay, fine, we can't change, we can't spice things up or something like that. All I'm saying is, this did not feel like this could happen in Nigeria. I felt like, we are like emulating the American flu.
The fight scenes, even though they felt so choreographed at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
And not to be misogynistic, it was real life. I did sooner and now that they would have killed them.
What's it? What's it thinking more, Lord? There's the part they were doing Avengers post. The way they will rush them, break their head. I beg Jerry. I saw what they were trying to do. Just keep it entertaining, right? Mm-hmm. Girl power, yay, something like that. I don't mind. Continue and do whatever you're doing. And yeah, like I think the actor that stood out to me, and I think he stood out to everybody, was the Kazim guy. He actually portrayed like a very convincing villain to a degree.
Pasuma too was good.
Pasuma was actually very, very good. And there's a lot of things that didn't make sense to me. For example, that Chike guy. You went to go and want somebody that you're offered fire, and you know that you were a witness in a crime, right? Mm-hmm. Like they saw you when somebody died or something. Mm-hmm. Are you not supposed to be cautious? I was not putting earpiece on the road. He was not walking. Now people just came. Silence, my boy. Silence. It was like, oh fuck me, bro. Oh no. I was like, oh damn. Like you did it. Like if you really like are used to the lifestyle of that kind of dangerous environment, you'll be very, very cautious.
It was even too open on the road.
It was too open. You're just like, you're like, I'm going for a show. You know what I'm saying? At night, no car, no nothing. Well, maybe he had car. I don't know where his car was. And there are a lot of things that are very, very, very predictable. For example, the Baba scene where Pasuma was having a conversation with Kazim, and he had like his hand, like I was like, this is way too obvious. These guys have guns, and they're ready to like throw it down. But one brought chicken to a turkey fight. I said it. One brought smuggle, one brought hunter's gun. Then you walk like boah. Now, my biggest criticism, we both said it together. The story didn't seem compelling. It was just like more cinematography than.
Yeah, to be honest, it felt like it felt like they had the story for the movie came after they brought in a director, if that makes sense. The director had a vision.
Or they were like, oh, Amazon Prime, you know what? We have a very good director that has shot some movies. We need to push out content, so come up with a very interesting story that I think people will be entertained to watch. Something like Shanty Town, something like Far From Home, that kind of level of creativity, right? Or direction, rather. And the production quality is cool. So just give us, keep pumping quality.
To me, right, the story itself, like he mentioned, was not it didn't pull me in. In fact, it took till the fighting scenes for me to get interested a little bit, and then I started cringing a little bit with the girl power scenes, some of the other, and I understand that, you know. Well, to be fair to them, right, it's one of the better movies that have come out on Amazon Prime, but it was just not. Maybe I went in with too much expectations. I think that was the problem. I went in with, oh, this is the best movie. It's better than Brotherhood. It's better than whatever they've put out on Netflix. And I was like, oh, let me see. And then I was waiting for the story to get there. It started with, and I understand they wanted to give us backstory, but the backstory took too long. Maybe they wanted to build character.
Yeah,
it took too long. It took an hour.
For the story to kick in.
Yeah, it took an hour for the story to kick in.
Yeah, so that now brings me back to the whole concept of, because there are so many people who could recognize this. The Chike guys, Zlatan was there, Pasuma was there. Who else is not like a professional actor, in my opinion?
And Yemuli.
I don't know who that is anyway. So where do we draw the line here? Is it like, okay, as long as I'm a celebrity, for profit making and for, you know, just to drive traction and bring people,
I mean, if that's
just gonna bring Zlatan. Zlatan was playing Zlatan. Like, I looked at it, I was like, this is just Zlatan being Zlatan. It's just Zlatan. Even the Chike guy was like, oh yeah, bro. Like, that's the feeling I was getting from him. But the movie is not terrible, by the way. If you want to have a fun time and just remove your brain,
then I remove your brain.
Just straight somewhere and like enjoy the film. You enjoy the film. Be like, oh man, cinematography, yeah, have you seen it? Oh,
I'll still keep saying it, right? In terms of storytelling, I still feel like Far From Home
is better. I haven't seen Far From Home, by the way.
Yeah, I have. In terms of storytelling and pulling you in, I mean, in terms, if it was just for the action, if you were there for just action, they killed it. If it almost felt not too Nigerian, you know, because I was like, see how this is Aleku, but they used to do here.
As in, like, the Avengers scene when they killed Chike, that they were not doing no more. We got avenge Chike. They now went on the street and were like, Avengers assemble.
I can't wonder.
There's a scene that made me laugh. I just saw I was on the floor and there were like 3 guys.
They're already beaten now.
What's it, Pao? For all of a sudden, she was hey, Mike. I said,
Why are you lying?
Why? I was expecting them to like shock me and say, oh, they killed her. You get? I was like, you guys have.
Speaking of they killed her, even the scene where they were shooting at the burial,
like I don't understand.
I kept asking you,
who are you shooting? Are you killing everybody? I don't understand. Who are you shooting?
I was like, wait, even the scene where they put, I understand the cinema, you know, put the chair, and I was like, there's no way you shoot through that and people will not die. Because it's just wood now. Are you telling me that wood is made of, what's that?
Vibranium.
I'm like, what are these?
Wakanda forever.
I mean, yeah, the story was just, like you mentioned, just carry your brain, remove it and watch it. Watch it for the sake of watching, but the director did a good job.
Yeah, he tried. Also, forgettable characters. Toyin Bryan was in the movie. She was, Asin was basically the politician that was running for
There's this other old
office.
man. Shona Jidekos. No,
one man, forgotten. Quadri. Yinka Quadri. Yinka Quadri was also there. His role was very, very minimum or very minute. Yeah. Who else? Bimbo, even this Bimbo lady self.
The
Bimbo Ademuyi or something.
The daughter.
Yeah, the daughter of Kazim. Her role was also forgettable, but you know why she's there, you know, to look sexy and pompous and show.
Even this lady, I guess she got a small sense, so I don't think.
What's that?
The first lady, the lady.
Yabo Ojo. Even Yabo Ojo also had like a forgettable scene. Like they were not really in the movie like that. They just had like minor roles just to prove that okay, this is the mother. But me, I couldn't stop staring at Bimbo at the movie. I was like, what's going on here? Like, what even bust my head? They had accidents. I mean, they came to assault them. You see, man, they are finished. They assaulted all of you. You are injured, you are bleeding.
They're supposed to be traumatized.
Traumatized will be traumatized. Let me call my boys that they just attacked us. Like, what's going on
my
from
dad.
your side?
You don't even remember Papa.
You don't even remember.
The person that they wanted to go and save, they forgot him.
They forgot him. First, next thing, say, you know what? I'm looking pompous. She's scared to line working. Give friend brother, give friend butter. Oh my god. Like it's I was seeing the hype on Twitter, like, oh my god, gang of Lagos. I'm like, Nigerians, don't have sense, calm down. Farabalẹ̀ máa ń bẹ. Any small thing you see color, you start ordinary color, any shouting. Farabalẹ̀, stop shouting. Shouting down self, if not for breast, you won't watch it. Stop shouting, stop doing all this nonsense.
Shouting down just collect straight bullets.
Like it's not like forget everything is just colors. Like what pains me is the fact that we are yet to evolve to the point where we just see cinematography as okay. Yeah, we've seen it, it's fine. What story are you telling us?
The story is what I had.
What story are you telling us? Now, anytime we see 4K, nice camera angles, blah blah blah, that's really what is catching our eye. Nigeria is not doing nice camera angles. Nigeria is not doing action. That's the thing they're thinking about, and they're chopping your money. Storyline, nothing. No make sense. People are just shouting and showing angry face. I'm like, calm down. Tell me a good story. I can write good stories for you. I have good stories. I just don't have your time yet. But I'm coming for you.
What would you rate the movie out of 10?
Out of 10, 6.
I guess I would have gone with 6 too as well.
And 6 is because I like deducted storyline. Like storyline is very, very important to me. Cinematography, everything, choreography, everything. Killed it. Everything is up to 6. But storyline, like the twist did not even twist me. I'm serious. The twist was not like they kill your dad. And your dad was
even the end fight itself did not make sense. I just realized why I was like, there's no way if we're bringing out the reality of Nigeria, I'm like, you want to kill somebody that killed your dad, the man will not tell you, oh yeah,
drop your gun.
I need to not drop.
Let us fight together.
He's gonna drop your gun. Let's fight. It was okay. I don't want to sound like it wasn't okay.
No, we can't call a spade a spade.
It was okay.
Let's call a spade a spade. It was trash. It was not trash. But it was. I think this is one of the movies that remain forgettable to me. And that's just it. You know, there are some movies that you watch once and you be like, I can't watch this movie.
I can't watch it again.
I can't watch it.
That once is enough.
That once that's not a law. That's gone out.
I mean, I used to catch babes, but
catch babes now.
Come and watch
Gangs of Lagos
in my house.
Show me the way you covered it. Yeah, so that's it for the video, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments. Have you seen Gangs of Lagos? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
You can also share your opinions of
share your opinions.
If you don't agree with us, that's fine.
Maybe it's actually a very nice concept, and we are just too close-minded that we don't see the concept of the thing. But I personally believe that in a wide angle, like looking at the big picture, right? It doesn't really portray Lagos the way Lagos exactly is. It's a lot of assumption and speculation and exaggerations, in my own opinion. Because at the end of the scene where he was trying to do Avengers rally, he said, he had to rally all the gang members of Oshodi, Fadi. I'm like, come on now. Like, for what?
Chelsea, come on now. I mean, if you even have other movies you can recommend to us, Nigerian movies. Right?
Yeah. But down. You know me, I'll give it to you straight. I'm not all those ones that are always chopping anything they see on the floor. Because they've not seen ice cream before. I've licked ice cream when they see me. I'll tell you the truth. No, they sang everything. We did here for you. Alright guys, see you guys later. See you guys next time.
And peace.